Hello, everybody. Hello, my people. Hello, my people. Hello, everyone. Good to see you guys tonight. Um, please help me represent your city. Let me know what city you are logged in from. Yada World, how are you doing? Joyce, how are you? Guys, help me know the city you're logged in from. Kenya, how are you? I already miss you guys. I'm already dreaming of coming back to Kenya. Please rep your city. Let me know what city you are logged in from. Those on YouTube, please write your comments. Let's see what city you are logged in from. Ojodu, yes, I see you. Lagos. Yeah, that what? Are you really in Chicago for real? Or you're joking? And are you in Chicago like you live in Chicago or you're visiting? Don't tell me the country. I want city. I want city. Fola Ebony, what city in Canada are you in? Jaden 22315 New York. Have you gotten your tickets, by the way? Felix, what city in Canada? I don't want just the country, I want the city. Briggs Park from Australia. What city are you in? Calgary, yes, I can see you. Cardiff, there are places I've not been to that I need to be, that I need to go. Cardiff, what other big cities near you? Michigan, Toronto, I see you. Ouagadougou from Burkina Faso. Wow, there are places I've never been to. Houston, I see you. Coventry, excuse me. Montreal. Okay. Please, I'm seeing the person from Australia. Please go to our link in bio and drop your details there or send me a DM with your details. We're planning to come to Australia and we're trying to put a team together that will make it happen. So please, if you are in Australia, go to my link tree, the link tree in my bio, and let me know. Yeah, that you're on tour in America. Oh, I need to check out the cities you've been. Then, if you are in Europe, that's outside of the United Kingdom, but in Europe, we're also putting together a Europe team. All right, so we need you to go to the link in bio also, and let me know. Um, you know, and register so that we can. We're planning a Europe tour also, so we need guys in Europe. Want to put together a team of people in Europe so that will make it happen. Australia, please remember, we're also putting together Australia team. Go and join. All right, go and join. Priscilla, yes, please. Priscilla, have you filled the form? I need to know you're in Australia. We are, as you guys know, we're on tour most of this year. So please, if you are in Canada, we're going to be in Canada. In fact, literally, I'm traveling out tomorrow morning to Canada. So we're going to be in Canada. Oh, I see Odosa from Dortmund. Please, have you going to fill out the Europe form? Go fill it out or send me a DM with your number and city. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of Australia people. Australia, we're getting ready to come to you. Please go fill it out. Dubai, how are you? We've not known when we're going to come to you. So, like I said, we're going to be in, we're touring throughout this year. We're going to be in Canada in this month of May. Literally, I'm going to travel out tomorrow to Canada. We're going to be in 7 cities in Canada, 7 cities. So we're going to be in Ottawa, Toronto, Calgary, um, Vancouver, Regina, Halifax, Winnipeg. All right. Somebody's asking to send the link. Just go to, if you click my profile page, go to, you'll see link tree, click it, you'll see the link for Europe tour. Now, if you can't do all that, just send me a DM. Go to my inbox, send me a DM that I'm in this city. This is my WhatsApp number and email address. That's it. And we'll take it from there. All right. So if you can't go to link tree, just send me a DM. That'll be easy for some people. But if you can go and register officially, that's better. All right. Now, if you are in United States, we're on tour in United States in the month of August. We're in 9 cities in America. Delicious, have you bought your ticket for Vancouver? We're in 9 cities in the United States. New York and New Jersey, they're having one meeting that will hold in New Jersey, but it's together, New York and New Jersey, Maryland, Atlanta, Chicago, Houston, Dallas, LA, all right, Boston, Laurel, then Ohio. So please, if you are in the United States, tickets are already out. You can get them. The link. Somebody say, "When is Afghanistan?" Ha ha ha. Definitely not anytime soon. All right. So if you are, tickets are available on the link in my bio for United States and Canada. But you can also go to www.ldmtourwithpk relocating.com. I'll pin it at some point here, so you can go there and get the tickets. Now, if you're in the United Kingdom, this is Scotland, Manchester, um, London, Birmingham. Please also join our Love Force team, because we're coming to those cities also. All right, we're coming to those cities also towards the end of the year. All right, I'm going to bring up my guests now in a bit. Those on YouTube, you're already here. We're going to start. We're doing a very important topic. I'm seeing South Africa. South Africa, I'm most likely going to come to you February next year. I'm going to do Valentine with you guys, most likely. That's the plan. All right, most likely. Oh, yeah, that you'll still be in America in August. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, Jiro, have you gotten your ticket for Calgary? Marina, how are you?
I'm very, very well, PK. Thank you very much.
It's good to be seeing your face officially. You need to turn your camera a bit so that on Instagram, I'm seeing her.
Okay.
Yes. Still adjust, because I'm just seeing part of your face. That's
Should
more like
work. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Hey, so how are you
I'm very
doing?
well, thank you. Not nervous at all. Not nervous at all.
No, I'm just listening now. There's nothing to be nervous
Okay.
about. I just listen. Anyway, I'm here now. I'll make it easy for you. I just
Okay.
listen. All right. So maybe introduce yourself before we get to the topic. Introduce yourself. Who are you and what you do?
Okay. Thank you very much, PK, for having me. It's such an honor to be a guest on this. I'm such a huge fan of you and Pastor Mildred.
Hey.
So it's so nice to be doing
Yeah.
this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so my name is Marina Esiri Yeme Eteng. I
Mm-hmm.
say that fully, but more people know me as Marina Esiri because of my
Okay.
YouTube channel. But Marina Yeme Eteng is my legal name. My husband is not
Okay.
Mr. Esiri, please. He paid full bride price. And no, Justice Esiri is not my father, as much as I would like to claim him. We're not
Yes, because that's the
related.
next question I'm going to ask you.
Dr. Seed is not my brother, as much as I would love to claim these people, but no. Esiri is actually my middle name, okay? So I'm
Okay.
Marina Iyeme Eteng. I live in Saskatchewan in Canada. I have lived here for coming on to about 7 years now. I'm
Wow.
currently a HR recruitment consultant with the provincial government in Saskatchewan.
Wow.
On the side, I run the YouTube channel Marina Esiri, and the purpose of my channel was basically to document my journey because we moved 7 years ago before Jackpot fever was everywhere. It was
Yeah.
hard to explain why we just decided to get up and leave to this place that nobody could pronounce, this province that nobody could call, So it started like an e-journal for us, our friends and family back in Nigeria to be able to keep up with our lives. But then it just quickly morphed into becoming like a resource for newcomers, for foreign trained professionals, just to make sure when they arrive in Canada, they are making the best decisions and hitting the ground running. So I leverage a lot of my lived experiences, having lived here for 7 years, and my professional experience as a human resources consultant to just make sure I'm providing all round information to people who are looking for it, like simplifying the information that's on the website in language that everybody understands.
Can understand.
Other than that, I am the lead consultant at Marina Esiri Consult, kind of like a spin-off of my channel because when I started to do this, a lot of people wanted one-on-one kind of coaching. They wanted one-on-one conversations. So that's what Marina Esiri Consult does, where I provide that one-on-one support for people who are looking for specific advice that is peculiar to their situations. I am a wife to one husband, mom to two kids. We have a 10-year-old son, and our daughter turned 9 yesterday. So that's pretty much Marina in a nutshell.
Oh, okay, okay. That's good. That's good. You do a lot of things.
I do.
Definitely do a lot of things. But do you help people that want to travel travel out? If somebody's in Nigeria wants to jackpot, do you help them?
So no, I'm not licensed to provide immigration advice. I partner with immigration consultants. So if you're looking for recommendations, just to make sure you're dealing with somebody who's licensed, not going to take your money and run away, I can make recommendations. But for me to do it, no, I'm not. I don't have the license to provide immigration advice.
Okay. So if you need license there, here we don't use license. You just
Oh
you
yeah.
just you just advise. If it didn't work, you just go your way. If you work,
Yeah,
the
there
person
are, there are
refers
very
you.
strong consequences if you're caught doing that without a proper license.
Oh wow, wow, that's serious.
Mm.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good to hear. So basically, you help people to settle in when they get to
Yes.
places like Canada. Is it just in your province or Canada as a whole?
So I use Saskatchewan as my base reference, but what all the information that I share can apply regardless of where you are in Canada. So yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. So you've helped quite some people settle in. You've really done
It's
things like
humbling. It's very humbling when I hear the stories, PK. Like when people meet me and tell me what part of their journeys they met me, and the people who decided to come to Saskatchewan just because I was the only one at the time
yeah,
talking about Saskatchewan. Like I meet a lot of people year in, year out who
yeah.
pass that feedback, and it's very humbling. So on the days where it gets tough, where I want to give up, that's what keeps me going, just the feedback from people.
Wow, wow. Because it's true, your province, Saskatchewan, is not one of the ones people know about. It's even difficult to pronounce. In fact, I was I was making a joke about it when we are doing the other cities. I didn't know I was going to eventually come there. I was saying that place that I can't even pronounce. There's no way I'm going to go there.
Okay, can we just try now to teach? It's very easy. It's how it's
Okay,
spelled that throws people off. It's very easy. Just think
okay.
about it like SAS catch one.
Oh,
Yes, that's it.
Saskatchewan.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
you
it.
see how you see why you're good at your job, because you can break down the things so the way people can understand it. Because left to me, that me and that spelling, there's problem. Oh. To even write it is a problem because I can't remember how it is spelled. So this is a big deal. So Saskatchewan,
Yes.
guys, can you practice? Those watching at home, practice, because you don't know, you might end up in that city. Or me, I never knew I would go to that city, but see me now. I'm going there this month. So everybody, let's practice Saskatchewan. Okay. Oh, that's easy. That's not bad. You see, I'm eventually gonna live there. So this one I can
You're
pronounce it now.
welcome.
This one I can pronounce it now. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. So like I said, I didn't know I was gonna come there, but now it's among the cities we're gonna visit. We're visiting Regina particularly, but it is this it's under the province of Saskatchewan. You know, you know. So, but what is that city like? Is it one of the cities that is easy for people to get residency and all that? What's the demography like? What's happening in the city generally?
Okay, so are you talking about the city of Regina or
No,
Saskatchewan as
okay.
a province?
You use the province. Use Saskatchewan.
Okay. So Saskatchewan is not one of the big provinces, right? It is the demographic is mainly professionals because you don't find people who just get up and decide to go to Saskatchewan. Something has to bring you there. A lot of
Yeah.
people come in as international students or they come in through the provincial nomination program. So while COVID was on, a number of provinces slowed down their nominations for migration, but Saskatchewan didn't. So we still had a lot of people who were getting nominated in the pool while COVID was going on. So a lot of people were still landing even while COVID was on. So it's the demographic is changing. There's a much higher population of immigrants, especially Nigerians. I remember when I moved here 7 years ago, like if you saw another Nigerian on the road, we stopped to say hi. We
Say
recognized
hi.
each other.
I'm
You will
telling
stop,
you.
you will kiss, you will hug. Like you can be in school and be the only Nigerian of two black people, the other person maybe from Jamaica or somewhere else. But that is changing because in Saskatoon, where I live, Regina is the capital of the province of Regina. So more like Lagos and Abuja. So Saskatoon is not the capital, but it has a higher population than Regina, right? So
Mm.
the demographic has grown a lot more, like the immigrant community is growing. Saskatchewan economy is basically agriculture, natural resources. So it's flat. It's really flat land. And that's why we get really cold temperatures. It's the wind chill, not the actual temperature, but the wind chill makes it much colder just because it's flat and we're landlocked. But the economy is growing. The demographic is growing. The immigrant population is constantly growing because the nomination program in Saskatchewan is vibrant.
Reverence.
Mhm.
Wow, wow. Because I think I've heard the only time I've heard that name is when people talk about the pathway that is quite fast and
Yes.
they're quite
Yes.
generous and
Yes.
flexible with it. So
There's a
good,
very
good.
clear pathway to permanent residency and citizenship if you come here as an international student, for instance. So
It's almost sure. Wow. Maybe I should come and study something there. and just get citizenship. So but somebody said, what's the temperature there
Today. So
today and generally?
well, in winter it gets this winter that is going now, thank God it's finally going. We're finally in spring. This was a very strange winter because the coldest temperature I have seen in December in 7 years I saw last December. The week of Christmas, I think, is the coldest I have seen. We got to up to maybe like minus 30 degrees, and with the wind chill, it went as cold as minus 40 in in some days.
Wow.
Yes,
Minus
minus
4.
40.
Wow.
And PK, Saskatchewan is not the coldest province in Canada. Let's just establish that. The Northwest Territories, the Northwest Territories are colder. Manitoba does get colder than Saskatchewan. Winnipeg is
Eh,
called Winter Peg for a reason. They get
yes.
way colder than
Oh.
Saskatchewan. So yeah, so it
Okay,
totally
that is not
varies.
that bad.
Totally varies.
It's not that bad because I was in Winnipeg in December, and yeah, it was very cold, but it wasn't as bad as we thought. In fact,
Yeah.
we're even planning that this Christmas, we'll, even though we might be in America, but we'll come and spend some days because we're in Toronto in December when we did a tour for the volunteers, but our kids didn't go with us to all those cities, so they wanted to really see snow. I wanted
Oh
to see
yeah,
cold,
that's always
but
the first
Toronto,
fascination.
yeah. Toronto didn't have, the kind of snow they would have loved. So we're planning that this December again. We'll take some days towards Christmas and go to Winnipeg. We have some
Okay.
of our folks there. Stella, Neka, some of our folks are there now, Banky and Co. We'll come there and spend some days with them during Christmas. When there is real, real snow, all those ones that your leg goes inside when you're walking,
Yeah.
almost to your knee. So that the kids will do snowman and play with snow just for a few days, then fly out
Yeah.
back to the US. So because they really wanted to see snow, real one. So welcome people that are just joining in. Welcome. Doing this live with Marina. She's suited for the topic. The topic we're discussing today is, should I find a spouse if I relocate? So she helps people settle in when they come into Canada, and I feel she might have a lot of experience and all that with people, and when it comes to marriage, finding a partner and all that. So that's why she's here with us on the show tonight. And she's Marina. I know she's pretty, but she's married, so don't be discouraged. There are other people you can find, but she's married, happily married, and we are also making some awareness for our tour, our Canada tour. For those that are just joining, I'm actually going to fly out to Canada in a few hours. I'm going to fly out to Canada. We have a tour this whole month in about 7 cities in Canada. So even if you're not in Canada, I know everybody has friends and family in Canada. So reach out to them, let them know we're in 7 cities. Tickets are available on the link tree in my bio, or you can go to www.ldmwithpktour.com and get your tickets. It'll be a nice time. 7 cities: Ottawa, Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Winnipeg, Regina, Halifax. 7 cities will be with you. Then for those that are in the United States, in the month of August, we're going to be with you. In the month of August, 9 cities. So please, tickets are also available already for that. You can get it. For those in Europe, we're planning a Europe tour. If you're anywhere in Europe outside of the UK, please go to the link tree in my bio and join up, or send me a DM with your details, your city and your phone number. If you are in the UK, we are with you by the end of the year. Scotland, London, Birmingham, and Manchester. So please join the Love Force or reach out to me so that we can plan. If you're in Australia, same thing. You can either let us know your details by the link tree on my bio, or send me a message. We're also planning to come to Australia. All right, we're touring this year. We won't do this every year, so you better meet us this year. We just came back from Kenya yesterday, and we're flying out to Canada today. This year is touring here. I just want to bless as many people as I can. Next year, I'm going to sit at home and do parenting. so so if you don't see me this year, we don't know when we're going to see again. All right. So, well, thank you everybody for joining. So let's get a bit into the topic. So, in your experience, not just even from the people you've helped to settle in, but you've lived in Canada for about 7 years. You have friends, you have, relatives, you know people that know people that know people. What do you think? Do you think it can be dramatic to travel, or how would I say it? Is it difficult to find a partner out there? or is it easier to find here in Nigeria where there are many people?
So that question doesn't have a straightforward answer.
Answer.
It's not yes, it's not no. I'm just going to talk a bit about both from what I've seen. Um, it can get very difficult settling into life in Canada by yourself, right? For everybody who lands, from what I've seen, from my own experience and for the people that I've worked with, there are many different phases that newcomers experience in Canada. The first one is always the honeymoon phase, like marriage. You're excited, you're seeing snow for the first time. That's why some people start those YouTube channels that start to bug all of us. You're telling everybody must know that your postal code has changed. That's the excitement phase. It's always, yeah, there's lights, there's no traffic, depending on where you live. If it's Toronto, there's still traffic, So that phase is very, it's almost like you're on vacation. But that phase is very quickly replaced by another phase that I will call the frustration phase. That's where reality hits. When you're spending so much money, you don't have a job yet, there's no income coming in, you're now paying bills that you can't negotiate, you can't not pay your rent. Rent is paid monthly, not yearly like Nigeria, like we know. And then reality just hits you and you realize that you're not in your comfort zone anymore. You have to rebuild a support system. That process can be very, very daunting. That's where it becomes an advantage for you not to do it alone. So on that basis, I would say it is easier for you to get a spouse before you come here. To find a spouse here, there are people who have met and married here, no doubt, but the dynamics are very different here. Like in Nigeria, a random guy can walk up to a random babe in public and say, "Hey, I think you're pretty. Can I have your number?" If you do that here, the human resource professional in me is saying you're going to get in trouble. Like somebody can report you if you do that at work or you do it in
Yes.
public. Depending on the severity of the situation, someone can call the cops on you for harassing them in public. But in Nigeria, that's a normal thing. So that dynamic is very different. When people come here single, the onus is now on them to step outside of what they know, step outside of your comfort zone. Love is not going to break your window and come into your house. You have to be able to put yourself out there, right? Get involved in activities. Like if you're a couch body or home body, you are now going to find activities that take you outside of your house, just so that you get the chance to meet more people. There's church, there's concerts, there's conferences like Love, Dating, and Marriage, like what we're talking about.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
one nice way if you're single, because you're going to, for somebody to register and come for that kind of conference, there's a chance that the person is like-minded, like you. You're looking for the information you're looking for. So this is a good
Yes.
avenue. That's not trying to advertise the program, even though that's what we're doing, but really, this is
Yes.
a good avenue for people to meet other like-minded people, right? It's
Mm.
not easy for two people, let alone one person. But then again, you're better off coming here single than coming here with a partner where both of you are misaligned. If your values are already conflicting, if your marriage is already shaky, Canada will help you scatter it. That's the truth. Because you're going to be dealing with a different set of stressors. And PK,
Mm.
it is the worst place for you to come and be lonely. It is the worst place for you to come and your marriage is shaky. In Nigeria, your
Wow.
marriage can be shaky, but when you are stressed, you can take your
There's a
kids to
support
your grandma,
system.
you
Yes,
can
a
take your
support
kids to
system.
the house help, lock yourself and cry by yourself. But here, if you're struggling in your marriage, you're going to cry, your children will cry, and you will comfort all of them and comfort yourself. The dynamics are
So
completely different. So I would say it's not a straightforward answer. It's like yes and no, depending on where you find yourself and what you're doing to adjust to the prevailing circumstance. So is it easy to find spouses here? It totally depends on how you position yourself. If you're going to keep using the same way you have known from Nigeria and you expect it to work here, it won't work. That's just for sure. It won't work.
wow, wow, wow. That's serious. That's serious. I'm seeing some comments here. People are saying it's not easy. Or I'm seeing many people. There's a Congolese lady that just talked about her own story too. That she has been in the US. But interesting, like I said, again, this is why we should invite people to attend. Don't just be selfish. Don't just say, I'm coming to look for a wife. If you have a cousin, a brother that you can marry, a friend that you're not marrying this one, invite him. He might meet somebody that will marry him, while somebody else
Yes.
invite somebody that will marry you. That's how this thing works. So
Oh,
please
yeah.
invite people. Don't be selfish and say, "Oh, I'm not going to marry this guy, so no need for me to invite him." Invite him. He might meet somebody that will marry him, and you meet somebody too that was going to bring somebody that will marry you also. Because in our last two events in the UK, people have met and have gotten married. The first one, the couple are already married. The second one, they're already in a proper relationship, going to marriage. So people usually meet at our events, all right? And like somebody said, we should start a dating app. I'm going to start something where people can meet, people in diaspora or anywhere can meet, but it's not going to be a dating app because I don't want it to be built around just meeting a partner.
Yeah.
All right, because that way too many predators will be there just looking for people they can prey on. So, but we're going to do something. We're working on something where people from anywhere can connect, because that's a very important need from what I'm seeing. You know, you can some people are even in the same city with eligible good Christians that are of African descent or of Nigerian descent that they can connect, but they just don't know each other because of the way the environment is. What if you're just passing
Mhm.
yourself? Is even the way the snow is safe and everything is. You can't even. You are covered head to toe.
So our
You can't
eye
even see
PK,
each
we
other.
can't
Yes.
see.
That's why I was so sad during the COVID time because you can't even see who's a fine girl and who's a fine boy because everybody's wearing masks. So you never know that it's in a man or a woman that is standing by
Mhm.
you or talking to you. So I thank God that era is gone. But definitely need to do more in terms of meeting people. Because from my own knowledge, what I see people say, it seems dramatic. It seems a bit more. It requires a bit more effort, and more favor and more blessing, more things to work for your good for you to meet someone out there, because there are fewer Nigerians there, and now out of the fewer, there are now fewer eligible
Mhm.
ones there, and some people already there have a relationship back home, that they're already preparing to marry or bring the person over. So even though the person is single in Canada, they are not, really
True.
single. So it just reduces the number of people we can pick from. But what else can we do, Marina? So what do you have any advice you can give people? What can they do if I'm coming to Canada now? So I don't have somebody in Nigeria. Should I delay my coming for, like, should I defer my admission, delay my coming for some time to see if I can make some solid friendships here before I come? You know, or should I just come? And if I just come, what can I do while I'm here?
Well, first off, I'm not going to advise anybody to put their lives on hold because you're looking for love. Like, don't defer your admission. If you have, you're already in process to come and it's time for you to land, I think it's okay for you to land, even though whether you have a relationship or not. Because what you would do if you say you're going to delay your life or delay what you have to do because you're waiting for love is you're going to judge everything you see from the angle of I want a relationship, I want love, I'm looking for commitment. And that way you can ignore red flags. And you can very, very quickly become a victim of manipulation because as soon as somebody
Mm,
else knows that this
yeah,
person has permanent residence,
potential of,
you become
yes.
my way, you become my
So then,
vehicle to travel
hey,
abroad. So anybody can package anything to deceive you because they are looking for a way to live as well. So it can be
mm,
dangerous. If you are then going to come here without a spouse, if you're coming as an international student, I feel like the dynamics are different for you because there's the additional layer of you have to study, you have to pass. And guys, let me just be honest with you. Studying in Canada is an extreme sport. Like it's completely different. The
wow,
expectations are different. The expectations of you, depending on the level, if you're studying at grad level, even worse, the expectations on you are very different. And because you have limited number of hours that you can work, you have to be able to support yourself financially because 20 hours a week is not enough money. For some people, it's not
wow,
enough. If you're looking to work so that you can save your tuition, it's not enough, right? So the,
mm,
the, the layers of stress that can be on you are different. So for you who's an international student, you want to join like your international student committee. Almost every school that is eligible to accept international students have those organizations, like the International Student Center, where you can go and meet other Nigerians, you can meet other Africans, you can meet other international students who are in the same boat as you. Those organizations organize events. Now that we have summer, there are going to be a lot of barbecues that are organized in your school where you can meet other people. Come out and meet those people. That's the truth. That's the first step. If you don't put yourself out there, you are not going to know what you can find if you do not put yourself out there. So that's the first step. You must step out of your comfort zone and meet those people. So let's say you're not coming as an international student, you're coming as a permanent resident, you have now found a job, you have found a house, you're settled in. Again, you're going to have to find what is happening in your community, what is happening around you, what are the things people do for fun in the city that you live in. Saskatchewan, as a province, has over 100,000 lakes. Every weekend in the summer,
wow.
all of the lakes
Sorry,
have
sorry. Hold on. Over how many?
100,000 PK, 100,000
No, I'm
lakes.
not. No, I don't know whether you know what you are saying.
Let's Google
Is it the
it.
whole Canada you are describing?
No, Saskatchewan as a province alone, 100,000 lakes.
It's
So
not
people
possible.
go out. Let's look it up. It's true.
100,000. Do you know what a
Let's
hundred
speak it.
thousand is? You didn't even say 1,000.
Fast
Even 1,000,
PK.
I will not agree, Seth.
Saskatchewan as a province is very big.
Somebody should Google it for me. Gideon, Google
Somebody
that thing for
Google
me.
it.
A
Google it.
hundred
It's true.
thousand.
Yes, it is
Is it
true.
the measurement of the lake you're talking about?
Well, they count, if it's counted as a lake, they consider it a lake and they count 100,000. Now, all of them might not be the same size, but they have up to 100,000 lakes. So what I'm trying to explain is that there are activities that people plan for the
Wow.
summer. There are things
Yeah.
happening in most of all of these lakes in the summer. You will find what to
Wow.
do. One good place to find out what is happening around you is at work, in having conversations with your colleagues, in talking to people. Small talk on Monday morning is always, what did you do over the weekend? Or on Fridays, what are you doing in the weekend? So ask people, what are the fun things? What's happening around here? What carnivals are happening? What festivals are happening? What activities? How are people having fun in this city? If you don't find those things, you will not know what to do. And if you come out, the more you come out, chances are you will meet other people who are like-minded, and you will find somebody that you can click with. You can also pick up new hobbies, like
Yes.
pottery, like painting, like different things that people can do.
Going to
There's
the
so many
gym. The
things.
people
Going
go
to
to the
the
gym.
gym.
Yeah.
Yes, going to the gym, just cooking classes. People are meeting people on a weekly basis. Doesn't mean that you're going to marry everybody you meet, but the more you make friends, somebody is going to introduce you to somebody who will introduce you to somebody. That's how it works. Meet other people, make friends with other single people at work, at church. If you're a Christian, where are young people going? Go there and position yourself. That's the truth. These are some of the suggestions I think people can take on. Learn the new hobbies, learn new things that just expand your mind. First of all, you're learning something new because you increase your value when you know stuff. You increase your value when you're able to join conversation and give intelligent submissions. That's what catches other people's attention. So go out, meet other people, and learn new things. That's what I would suggest for
Okay.
people who are looking
Wow.
for love.
Wow. That's good. And please, for those also still looking for love, I'll advise that you are active online. In fact, if you're a single person, please make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Please, those of you that also need the kind of thing Marina does, subscribe to her channel too. She has a very good YouTube channel. Some of you are on it right now with us. So just click and subscribe while you're here. And those of you on Instagram, go to her channel, subscribe. She has a good, very good YouTube channel, very helpful. And those of you that are online, please make sure you subscribe to my channel because I have a video I've done on 7 mistakes single make online. So one of it is that you must be active online. So in meetings like this, it's good to comment. I'm seeing people comment. People are meeting each other even in
Yeah,
the comment section. It's a good
absolutely.
thing. You have to be active
Absolutely.
online. Your page cannot be on private if you're single
Oh yeah,
because
preach, sir.
yes, that's how people are going to
Yeah.
know you, are going to meet you. So please be active online, open your page. When we're doing things like this, make intelligent comments. And please, even other good pages that you are interested in, that you can find somebody of like mind. Maybe watch one of the worshipers' pages you like,
Mm-hmm.
one of the preachers' pages you like. Always comment. Whenever you see their post, don't just make the comment in your mind and move on. No, 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 no. Comment on those things. Like and comment and write intelligent comments. Don't just say, oh, good, or one word or on emoji or emoji, I don't know what they call it. Don't just do that because that doesn't say much about who you are. Write a thought, whatever comes to your mind, because somebody can read that thought and that can be the beginning of, oh, I like the way this girl sounds. I like the way this guy sounds. This person is
Yeah.
spiritual, or this person is really, the kind of things like me. And somebody can engage you, but make sure your page is open so that the person
True.
will check you out first before they reach out to you. So these are basic things you can do, all right, that keeps it going. And then please post pictures of yourself in different doing different things. If you are, excuse me, if you're a fashion designer, don't just post clothes of dresses. Don't just, if you're a hair maker,
Mm-hmm.
don't just post hair, all right, on the page. Even if you're a Christian, don't just post scriptures and picture of Jesus. That's not what we want to see, okay? It's good to put that because that helps us know your heart. But at the same time, please post pictures of yourself. If you go to the gym, post that. Let's know that you do something else other than your head you make.
Yeah.
That you have a life. That you go to the gym, you go to church. This is what happened in my church. This is what this is the song I'm listening to. This is the book I'm reading. Post things about yourself on your page. Some people I discover support social media are just consumers and they never post anything. I've seen people that are very active, they're on everybody's life, every show, everything, but they've not posted for 3 years. Because they don't even see themselves as, anything worth being interested in. You see, that already is a negative energy you're passing on. You need to be even excited about life. What's happening in your life when you go out? Even post what you're eating. Just let there be some activity on your page. Let's know you're a human being. Let's know you are interested. Let's know you have things you are interested in.
Mhm.
All right, please be active online. Marina, some people are asking that did you meet your wife? Sorry, you did meet your husband before you came, or did you meet your husband in Canada?
So we were already married like 5 years before we moved. He had a hard time getting me out of Nigeria. Like I gave that man the sweat. He
Wow.
sweats small. I had a hard time leaving Nigeria because I'm very pro Nigeria. I still am. And I
Wow.
thought it was gonna be hard, like being away from my family, being away from the support system that I knew. So I shut down the idea for over a year. I think where it started to change for me was when I started having children. Like I had both my kids in Nigeria, and when I had my son, I had postpartum hemorrhage, so I had a bit of postpartum
Wow.
depression afterwards, and I had
Wow.
my daughter almost immediately, like so they're 10 and 9. The second time I had postpartum hemorrhage as well, had postpartum depression. The care I got the second time was better, but there were a lot of things that were left unmanaged.
Yeah.
It was after that I started to flirt with the idea of actually there has to be more. Like there has to be more. And that's where I started to become warmer to the idea of leaving Nigeria. And then
Mm.
when we eventually applied, my daughter was 6 months old when we put in the application in 2014 and then moved in May of 2016. So coming up to 7 years. So we were married. We were married like 5 years before we did.
Wow. Wow. I totally relate because Pastor Mildred too, when she gave birth, she was pregnant. While she was doing antenatal here, the nurse here even gave her a drug that almost is a baby waited for 8 years. The nurse gave a drug that she did not do her check to know if the drug is okay for a pregnant woman. She gave the drug and it almost caused forced pregnant abortion or whatever. So we
It's
just knew
just,
that there's no way we can have these
yeah,
babies in Nigeria. So flew out to the US. Thank God my two last
yeah.
kids are, American citizens and all that.
I can
And
relate so much to Pastor Mildred's story because I got diagnosed with PCOS 1 month after I got married as well.
wow.
So yeah, 1 month after. I remember when I was in labor with my son, like first pregnancy, when I went to the hospital, the doctor that I met on duty asked me, "Is this your first child?" I said yes. And his first comment was, "Hey, whoa." And this is me, new first time having a kid.
Yeah.
And the doctor who's going to deliver my child says, "Hey, whoa, what does that tell me?" Like I
I
got
mean,
overwhelmed with fear. I thought I was going to die. And that doctor was very careless. It was just God that saved me. At some point, I
wow.
had a tear. He was teaching me and sleeping. Anyway, this is not a bash
Uh-uh.
Nigeria. Yes,
No
it was the
way.
nurse speaking. It was the nurse that finished the job. So that's all of
So
this
was
in
he
context
drunk
of
or was he tired? What was the problem?
it was like they called him from where he was playing golf because he still came wearing shorts. Like I
Oh
disrupted
my
his
God.
game and he took it out
Oh
on
my
me.
God.
So that's how I felt, you know.
Oh my God. I never heard this kind
Yeah.
of things before.
It was a very traumatic experience. I can laugh about it now, but it was tough. It was really tough dealing with all of that
Yes.
afterwards. And that's what solidified the decision to move.
Wow. This is so okay. So, how many years were you in your marriage when you were having the first child?
So it was in the second year.
Okay.
We got married in 2011. Our son was born in 2013.
So
So
the
it was in the
PCOS didn't
second
delay
year.
your childbirth.
I would say it was a miracle. For us, it was a miracle. There are lots of things that happened leading up to that. I was on medication for a bit, but my husband and I got tired and we, by faith, agreed that I would go off the medication. So I went off the medication and both of us just lived our lives because it was 1 month into our wedding. We didn't even want to have kids immediately, but getting that kind of diagnosis as a new bride
Yeah,
just put
put
an
tension.
additional layer of stress on us.
Yeah.
So we both agreed that, you know what, we're going to stop doing this. Like if we're not going to have children, we're not going to have children. But this marriage, we're going
Yeah.
to enjoy it. Like I'm from a big family. My father has 16 children. Like if my father
Wow.
has already had all the children I'm supposed to have, that's fine. But I'm going to enjoy my marriage. And there were a lot of things we did by faith. We named the
Wow.
children. We started to pay tithes for them. We named them. Thanksgiving, we label
Wow.
their envelopes and give offerings. And by the time I
Wow.
even got pregnant, I was like 9 weeks pregnant before I even knew I was pregnant because I was used to the
Wow.
irregular cycles and things like that.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of faith at work, and it happened that we could have a child in the second year of our marriage. So
Wow. Okay. So you were how many years in marriage before you moved to Canada?
we celebrated our fifth anniversary after we landed. Like we landed in May. In August of the same year, it was 5 years. So it was the fifth year in.
Okay. And you've been married for how many years now?
In August, it will be 12 years.
Okay. Wow. You are old in marriage. Oh. You look like a young girl, but you're a veteran. Oh. You're not young like that. Oh.
Oh,
From
and my
married for
husband is
12 solid
commenting
years.
on YouTube. He says, Pastor, we'll tell you the full story in Regina.
Please,
Absolutely.
please. I would like to hear the story. I would like to hear the story. Okay, okay. So, again, for those just joining, I'm doing this with Marina. We're talking about, is it difficult to find a spouse, when you travel, or should you just stay in your country and get husband or wife first, before you come out and do that? So, it has been interesting. I remember we are on tour. We're in Canada this month, 7 cities in Canada, but definitely in a province near you. So please find one nearest to you and show up. Please help us call your friends and family in Canada and connect them. You never know how this thing happens. People usually meet in our conferences. So like she has been saying, sometimes these events are the kind of places you meet people of like minds. So people usually meet there. People usually meet there. People have gotten married by meeting our conference. So please help us to connect, make people come. We're in 7 cities: Ottawa, Toronto, Calgary, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Halifax, Regina. 7 cities in Canada. Those in the United States were with you in August. We're in 9 cities in August: Chicago, Ohio, Boston, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, LA. 9 cities. If you're in the UK, end of October and beginning of November, we are in United Kingdom with Scotland, and then Birmingham, Manchester, and London. So please come out. Let's meet up. And if you are in Europe, any city outside the UK, please go to the link tree in my bio and join the Europe team, or send me a DM and just let me know your details, city you are in, and your number, so that we can start putting the team together for Europe. If you're in Australia, same thing. We're putting together the team for Australia. All right, it's very important. Okay, in America too, we're in Maryland. I didn't mention Maryland, but we're in 9 cities in America. Maryland is part of them, and in Canada, we're in 7 cities starting this weekend. Starting this weekend right here. So please tell your people, and don't forget, please follow my Marina's page and also follow her YouTube. I heard her YouTube is, I've visited it and I see that it's very helpful. Many people have been talking about it, so it's something you have to join. So, but Marina, one more thing now. You have traveled your partner in Canada, and a lot of people say things like, "Oh, when I brought my wife, when I brought my husband to Canada or to America or wherever, the marriage just scattered." What do you have to say about that?
So that's not a standalone problem. It was not Canada or wherever location you travel to that scattered the marriage. The place you went to just exposed the obvious
Those
cracks that were already there.
cracks.
There's the
Mm,
common notion that, especially us as African women, they have put all of us inside the basket of, when they go abroad, they
mm,
change, they now become disrespectful, they are no longer submissive. But PK, the truth of the matter is that I feel like the problem there is an unwillingness to yield
yeah,
to the
yield.
new environment that you have put
Comment.
yourself.
Yeah,
For me, I'll use myself as an example. When we moved from Nigeria, I had a nanny, I had a living help. My sister was serving in
yeah.
Abuja. She was living
Support.
with us at some point. So I
Yeah,
could afford to come back from work, drop my son, and say, I'm going to go and see a movie with my girls. That was fine. I
yes,
could do that because my kids were in safe hands. When we moved here to Canada, I couldn't find a job for like the first couple of months. My husband got a job 9 days after we landed. For me, I couldn't find a job because there was some
mm,
disparity with my education and my previous experience. So the
mm,
expectation just became, because I didn't have a job, I'm going to be 100% responsible for domestic work, which was fine. But then I started going to school. I had to go back to school, and I would be in school from 7:30 to 4. That's the same hours I would have worked if I had a full-time job, except that I was just not generating any income. So you go to work, I go to school, we're out for the same number of hours. And then coming back home, if the expectation is that because you are the one who's generating income, I will still be 100% responsible for all of the domestic work, do you not see how that is tilted to one side and it will be a lot of stress on one
yes,
person? My husband and I had to sit down and have a conversation to say, hey, this is what our life looks like right now. This is what has to happen on a daily basis for us to function as a family. The expectation that I will be able to do 100% full time intense
yeah,
schoolwork and still
yeah,
do 100% full time domestic work is it's going to wear me out. So where do we? What are you good at? What am I good at? Let's trade our strengths. So instead of assigning duties on the basis of because you are a woman, you are doing this, we started doing who is the better person at this, whose competency is where. We arranged it in a way that if it worked for my family. Not
Yeah.
every family has that conversation. For things as
Yeah.
simple as that, it creates a lot of tension. And before you know,
Yes.
resentment builds, bitterness builds, and
Yes.
one day this woman explodes, and we come back to that
Yes.
narrative of Nigerian
Yes.
women or African women change abroad. Have a
Yes.
conversation, sit down and tell yourselves the truth. It is no longer two nannies and grandma down the street. Is
Yes.
there going to be help? You as a man, I know you have not done dishes for 5 years, but you're going to a place where there's
Yes.
no help and your wife is going to be looking after
Yes.
young children. How do you expect? And then some of these women are expected to work. They will work, contribute 50% to the bills, but still retain 100% of domestic work. That's not fair.
That
You
makes
cannot
sense.
love somebody and watch them suffer and struggle like that. Resentment will build. That's the truth. So if you want to move abroad, sit down and have conversations, plan your life. The mistake I find, a lot of people spend so much time planning the jackpot process. When you then land in Canada, and
Yes.
the next morning you wake up, then what? You
Yes.
realize that
Then
there's no
what?
plan. It's just like the
Yeah.
people who get married, you plan for the wedding, the next morning marriage has started, no
Yes.
plan. It's the same thing
Plan.
people are doing here, and it's affecting marriages. And if marriage is affected, chances are parenting is going to be affected, and this is not the place where you do not want a solid foundation for your
Listen.
children.
The
As sad
children.
as it is, PK, we're starting to see more involvement of immigrant kids in vices that are not anywhere close to what our culture depicts. We're now
Yeah.
seeing kids who are getting more involved in like mental health, drug induced mental health
Yeah.
issues. We're now seeing immigrant kids go to juvenile jail because of drugs. What is
Wow.
happening? Where did these people come from? It's from a home. So if you don't get that part right with marriage, you're just going to be setting your children up for trouble, and you don't want that. So it is important to have those conversations, to sit down and plan. What is your life going to be like in this new country that you're moving to? What adjustments do we need to make? For some of you, maybe you need practice. Maybe you need to let your house helps go 3 months before you relocate so that you will see what it's like to live without help. What how if there's no childcare, what are you going to do? You have to then coordinate your movement. If one person is going out in the day, the other person will maybe go out at night, just to make sure that it
Yes.
works.
Yes.
So it's a lot of
Yes.
planning, it's a lot of coordination. At the end of the day, both of you are
Sure.
on the same side. It is not me versus you. It is not us. It is me and you
It's
versus what is
teamwork.
happening out there. Yeah,
Yes.
teamwork,
It's
you know?
teamwork. And that's what I've discovered. A lot of people don't have that teamwork, and that's why they say that the African women change. I tell them, look, somebody can't just get to America or wherever and change. It's either you've been oppressing her before,
True,
you didn't care before. And in
true.
Africa, a lot of things make it difficult for ladies to
To talk back
leave the
or
marriage.
use their
Yes, or
voice.
talk
Yeah,
back. Yes, there's poverty, there's society, there's the children, there's how will I survive alone. But when they get out there and find out that, hey, I don't have to suffer the way this man is treating me. So I don't think America or Canada can break your marriage if it has a
true.
good foundation.
Yeah. If
Most
they're
times the
already
foundation
cracked,
is
of
weak.
course. Mhm.
Yes, foundation is weak, and people have started the narrative that more women walk out of marriages. I said that's not true. That's because the men are offending them and making them walk out of marriage. Women are not just going to wake up and walk out of a marriage. It doesn't work like that. Women are even more family oriented.
True.
So they
So
only
true.
leave when they find out that there's no hope of this thing ever making sense, and I'm not going to waste all my life here. All right. So that's why men have very low expectation of marriage. So they're not doing anything. They're not emotionally available. They are not showing love or anything.
True.
Men are okay as long as work is going on. So the women out there don't have to take that. So again, I don't think America by itself can break your marriage that is solid. I don't think so. I think it is what is going on before. If you guys even came to America, we've seen a lot of marriages get better. In fact, me, I enjoy whenever
Absolutely.
I'm out in America with my wife or my kids. Number one, I can take
Absolutely.
them out on dates. In Nigeria, I can barely go anywhere. Traffic will even discourage you if you're going down the road. You know, but
I can totally add to that, PK.
yeah,
Before we moved, my husband was working in the bank in Abuja. We didn't
yeah,
have to deal with Lagos traffic, but I
yeah,
know that there were days where my husband went to work before 7 a.m. And the times where I see him at 9 p.m., I
yeah.
rejoice. In fact, he will come home at 9 p.m. I'm like, oh, you
Imagine.
came early today. That's not
Yes,
normal.
imagine.
So there were
Yes,
times where he will go to work before my kids wake up. He will come back after they have gone to bed. There were days where
yes.
2 days
This
straight he didn't see his
don't
children.
see the kid. Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's not happening here because 8 to 5 is actually 8 to 5. Now there are
yeah,
activities that he takes them for after school, and they're preparing
yes.
breakfast in the morning to go to school,
Morning.
building that bond and
Yes,
building
bond.
relationship. We could not have done that in
Absolutely.
Nigeria. So
Yeah, totally.
marriages can totally be better abroad if you guys plan it
Oh,
properly.
Yes, totally. For us, we enjoy everything. When we're out here, our kids are even closer. We're all closer because we have to do things for each
Do
other
things
and with
together.
ourselves. But out here, traffic, you can't take your kids anywhere. You can't do anything after work. Even after they come back from school, too, nobody can go out because you'll be strapped on the road. Then there's always somebody to cook for you, do something for you. So the kids don't get even do anything together. But whenever we're out together as a family, the kids take care of each other. They bathe their younger ones by themselves. They prepare breakfast for themselves. So there's that bond. And I can take them
True.
out, even if it's in the evening. I know
Mm-hmm.
that there's no traffic, nothing to be scared about. I can take them out. So when people say abroad spoils their marriage, I have no clue what they're talking about. For me, it will even help me to help me because things I can't do in Nigeria, I can do out there. Trade forever. Please ask your question again on YouTube. It has scrolled past, except you can scroll. Marina, there's somebody that said if you can scroll, you see the question. Trading forever or trade forever. He's saying that he has paid his school fees and all that, but his officer is lazy. That can he start open a new account, a new IRAC account or something? I don't know. If
I'm
you
going to
scroll, you
need
can.
it. I just saw it. I'm going to need a lot more information. So if trading forever, if you can email me, that'll be fine. So that
Mhm.
we don't this doesn't become an immigration conversation because I'm seeing some of the questions coming in already. If you can email me, that's fine. Just check the most recent YouTube video I have. My email address is in the description box. You can send me an
Mhm.
email I can ask you specific questions on how to advise.
Yeah. Somebody said most times, money issues brings issues in marriage abroad because men and women contribute to the welfare of the home. I don't think so. Men and women contribute to the welfare of home anywhere. It's not really abroad.
Yeah,
All right. It's because you guys they have no financial alignment. So that's why maybe somebody thinks he's the sole breadwinner and that means he's in control. If you're working as a team, for me the key is teamwork.
it's
If
teamwork.
you're working
Yeah.
as a team, it doesn't matter who is even earning what. It doesn't matter. You guys are a team. You are standing up for each other. You're showing up for each other. You're maximizing everybody's strength. If I'm abroad, I might not be able to cook, but I might be able to do dishes because cooking is not my area of strength. But doing dishes, anybody can do dishes. It's about soap and
True.
water. Anybody can do dishes. So things like that. So you just check on each other's strength, help yourself. You're not torturing this person. All right. So I think it's pretty easy. But if you have questions on YouTube, Instagram, please use the question icon. I'll get Marina to do one or two questions before we go. But please, guys, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channels, subscribe to hers, subscribe to mine. I have quite a number of YouTube channels. I have Kingsley Okonkwo. I have Mildred Kingsley Okonkwo. That's my wife's channel. I have LDM with PK. That's our ministry channel. I have Wholesome Sexuality for those that are single or married. It covers issues regarding sex in a wholesome way. Then we have question and answer with PK and PM. It's our Q&A channel. Then we have Kingsley Okonkwo Clips. It's a short clip channel. So all this will bless you. Let's look at some questions from the question icon. My boyfriend is in the US and I'm in the UK. How long do you think long distance relationship should be for? I don't think there's a fixed time. Oh.
Exactly. Like it totally depends on both of you. But I'm happy you know that it should be for a fixed time. That's not
Yes.
indefinite. So both
Yes.
of you should be talking and making plans towards when that distance can be filled because long distance is a lot. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Sibe said, what you meet a guy that you guys start a serious relationship and also have like minds of traveling to the same country. Do you advise they stay back for a while to solidify the relationship or travel separately and continue the relationship there?
Um, Again, I think it depends on both of you to put all the cards on the table and see which one works. Are you both in a relationship that is leading in the same direction, or somebody is just using one the other to pass time? If it's a committed relationship where both of you are aligned, you're both looking to migrate to the same country, solidify the relationship here and move together. It might even be cheaper for both of you not to move separately. It might be cheaper. Like if you say move separately, are you both then going to land in the same country and then live in different places, pay rent in two places? And do you understand what I mean? So if it's a relationship where there's already commitment, there's no reason
Makes
why you guys
sense.
can't solidify and then travel
Yeah,
together.
together. Yeah, but you see, don't let the traveling be the reason
Be
you're
the reason.
solidifying.
That's another thing. Yeah. If
Uh-huh.
that's why I
Make
say,
sure you love each
are you
other
in the same direction? Are you guys really
in the same
working in the
direction.
same direction so that you're not
Uh-huh.
using one person's not using the other person to climb? As far as you both are
Exactly.
aligned in the values and the real reason why you're in the
I want
relationship,
to
then
travel.
there's no
Yeah.
reason why not.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody said, can you put a link to your YouTube channel? Yeah, okay. But I think we're doing the live together. It's easy to you see her
Yeah,
channel.
you should see me on YouTube as well.
Yeah. But now, Marina, do you think should people look outside their race, outside their? So if I'm in Nigeria now, can I look outside? Tell me.
Absolutely. So I was coming to that as another thing that people should pay attention to. Canada is like a melting pot of many different races, many different people coming from different nationalities. If you're coming here as a Nigerian, the pool of eligible Nigerian bachelors is narrow. As a woman, the pool of eligible Nigerian spinsters is narrow. There's a possibility that that spouse that you're looking for is not Nigerian. So you have to
Mm,
be open to that idea as well. What I have found in mixing with other cultures is that we have a lot of notions about people that we don't really know, that we don't really
mm,
understand. Well, I, for instance, had conclusions that I had made about people from certain places before I had an opportunity to relate with them. But as soon as I started to do that, like from when I went to school, from work, I realized that actually we're aligned in a couple of ways. Like there's some people I've met who are some of the closest friends that I have are Asians. And when I listen to them speak, there are values that we share in common. There are things that we are
mhm.
aligned on. And I go to a church that's it's not a Nigerian church, but it's very diverse. Like there are people from different countries in church. So I get the opportunity to relate with people from other nationalities as well. And really, there's no problem. It's skin color that's different. But when it comes to values, I find that there's a lot of alignment in some of the people that I've met. So yes, I think that option should be left open. That option should be left open. Like my husband and I joke about it and say there's a very high possibility that our children are going to end up marrying people who are not Nigerians. Then what's going to happen? Right? They came here at 3 and 2. So right now they have lived their more years in Canada than in
Yes,
Nigeria.
than in
In
Nigeria.
their class, they have when my kids have their birthdays, you see it's like a mix of different things. What if they then come and it's somebody who's not Nigerian they want to end up with? Will I now
Yes,
stand and say no, it
yes.
must be Nigerian? So keep your options open. Like the world is becoming global, things are changing.
Yes,
Don't insist that it must be Nigerian or nothing. You might just be missing out on the opportunity to meet great people. Values must be aligned because there's also that notion that abroad divorce is encouraged. PK, let's stop for a minute and talk about that. Divorce is
mm,
hard anywhere. It is
yeah,
hard anywhere. People say, "Oh, the woman divorced because she walked away with half of the man's property." Let's squash that. How they do divorce here is that you share 50% assets, 50% liability. If somebody, two people are going to divorce, they liquidate everything they have and split it down the middle, asset and liability. So sometimes when it's the woman who has more money, it is the woman who pays the man. So it is not a
mm,
norm that the woman walks away with 50%. Sometimes it is the man that
yes.
can walk away with
I had
50%.
I had a client that paid her husband six hundred
Exactly.
thousand dollars.
Exactly. So women are paying as well. Divorce is hard everywhere. If you are with somebody who both of you are misaligned on fundamental values, chances are divorce is going to be inevitable. But some of those things can be interrupted. You can get help. You can get counseling. We need to normalize going to get counseling when something is wrong. If you
Wrong.
have a
Yes,
medical condition, you go to the doctor, you don't think twice about it. So if something
that's
is
it.
wrong with your
Yes,
marriage, why can't you pay to get help? Think
yes,
about a conference like this. Like, how much is the ticket? How much is going to be the cost of travel? How much is going to be one night hotel or Airbnb compared to what you will pay to a lawyer to go through
yes,
separation and divorce? So sometimes it just seems like we have things a bit backward. Get the help so that you don't have to get there. Because I've never, all the 7 years I've lived here, I've never gone anywhere where somebody say, if you talk to you anyhow, divorce. Nobody has encouraged me to divorce. Instead, there are
mm,
people I've spoken to. I meet couples who have been married 40, 50 years. That's what I have around me. I don't know, maybe it's where I am.
yeah,
But nobody has encouraged me to divorce. So don't think about marriage with divorce, with insights, like
yes,
divorce as an option. If both of you are aligned in your values, why is it going to get to the point where you then have to start negotiating who gets what in divorce? So let's put our priorities in the right order, put things in the right
yes.
place.
Yes, people attribute it to the wrong things.
True.
It's like you travel a road and you see like five broken down cars, and you say, "Ah, what's wrong with this road?" Nothing's
True.
wrong with the road. These people did not maintain their cars. They didn't pay attention to the sounds they were hearing in their cars. It's not nothing has to do with the road. Don't say, "Well, I won't pass this road again with my car because I see many broken down cars here." No, nothing's wrong with the road. It's the individual cars and they care for those cars. And most people don't pay attention. They don't learn. They don't build a solid foundation. And in all fairness, men have a bigger problem in this regard because men are generally not family oriented. Men are more work oriented. They would rather spend time learning how to make money from Bitcoin, learn how to make money from something. Those are the things men want to invest their time in. They don't want to invest their time in building their family. They don't realize that having a good family is one of the best financial decisions you can make. It's a money decision. All right, having a good family life. It's a very, very important money decision. Okay, we'll do two more questions before we go. Again, before we take these last two questions, this is, I'm on the show with Marina. Please follow her if you're not following her on Instagram. Follow her on YouTube, subscribe to her YouTube channel. Very, very important, very helpful. You or somebody you know will need it sooner than later. All right, so let's take advantage of it. She's going to be at the event in Regina, right? That's the one that's closest to you.
Yes, it is.
She's not even based in Regina.
No.
She's in Saskatchewan.
You got that one right, PK.
Yeah, that one seems easy because you know cartoon, you know that one. So she's coming out a few hours down to the place. So look for the nearest city, or we're holding the conference near you. It mustn't be on your street. All right, maybe you should speak to that before we take the two questions. Because there are people telling me, "Oh, you're not coming to my exact street," and I'm saying I'm flying 2 days trip to come to Canada. You can do 2 hours trip to come to the venue. Relationship can be.
And we can think about it like a getaway, PK. Take one night with your spouse and just go away. Go and do something. That's what we're doing. That's what we are doing. It's not convenient, but that's how I'm seeing it. It's an opportunity for us to just go somewhere and do something away from the kids. So why not?
Yeah, it's important. Some people are even too lazy. They don't want to invest anything in their own lives. Invest something. Me, I'm traveling 2 hours, 2 days to come. You can't invest 2 hours to come. Relationship can be one-sided. I'm not the only one that will invest in it. I'm coming all the way to be a blessing. So you two come so that you can be blessed. It's easy. So she's coming for the event. Look for somebody's asking that am I coming to Italy? Please, that means you just came on the live. We are collecting names for people in Europe. So if you're in Italy, go to the link tree. If you're anywhere in Europe outside of the UK, please go to my link tree and sign up for the Europe team. We're putting together a team for Europe. Want to come to Europe? If you can't find the link tree or whatever, just send me an inbox that this is my name, this is my city in Europe, and this is my WhatsApp number and an email address, so that we can connect you. Please, we want to come to Europe and have our conference. If you're in Canada, like I said, we're in 7 cities in Canada. This May, I'm traveling tomorrow to Canada, so we're in Canada this May. So you don't want to miss it. Look for the nearest location to you. If you need to travel, it's okay to do that, like Marina said, and come down. We're in the UK. Somebody's asking UK. We're in the UK end of October and first week in November. We're in Scotland, Manchester, Birmingham, and London. All right. You can join the Love First team for those two on the link tree on my bio. If you're in the United States, we're in 9 cities in August. So please also look out for that. The tickets are already out. So please start buying the tickets and tell your friends and family. All right. Very important. If you're in Australia, same thing. We're planning to come to Australia. Send us a message or join the team from the link tree. We want to put our team together. Okay. Those in South Wales and all that, look for the nearest one. All right. God's will, yes, good. Your wife is there. I hope you are coming with her for the event in Calgary. All right. We'll make sure you come out. All right. So I said we have 2 more questions before we run. So this, if I'm already in Canada or somewhere like America or wherever, is it okay to be looking for a partner back home? How safe is that? Because many people have done that and it has been dramatic. They say, "Oh, we didn't really know each other. Somebody introduced me to this person. They live in Nigeria, living here, and the person now came. The moment they got their papers or got some stay, they started acting up."
It's a risk, and that's what dating in diaspora looks like today. Like everybody's running with strategy, which is not bad by itself. But when the strategy is now to do it at the other person's expense,
yes,
where the major problem is. Like you're trying to outsmart another person, but you forget that you get into a relationship, you marry somebody thinking about strategy. What of your own happiness?
Mm-hmm.
Don't consider the fact that you're in a relationship that is not. I don't understand this. Like married between 2 people who really love each other can be hard. Let alone you who's now getting in and it's strategy that's in front. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think that's very safe for you to be dating somebody, especially as you're a guy and you're looking back home, or you're a lady, you're looking back home. You are already just putting a target on yourself for people who are not sincere. Because if I want to jackpot and I don't know how, and then somebody chats me up on social media from the US, all I see is a ticket. All I see is my green card. So you will never really know who likes you for you or who likes you because of what they can get from being with you. I think it's risky. I think for me, what I would first recommend is still exploring your immediate environment first. There are Nigerian associations. If the problem is that you want to marry a Nigerian or nothing, there are Nigerian associations in a lot of the cities in Canada. Find them. Find them. Find where these people gather and go there and find a spouse. I will not advise anybody to look at that as a first option to say
Mm.
from where you live, look back to your home country as I don't know. I just feel like there are many ways to meet people around you. Like PK said, social media is a huge one. You will never know the people who live in the same city with you. Sometimes it's social
Yeah.
media. That's where you find who's in your city, who's in a similar event with you. You can be posting about a conference and follow the hashtag. Who else is posting about this where you are? Who else attended? That's how you
Yes.
meet people. But I
Yes.
don't I don't advise that as first option to say consider looking back at your home country to marry. The risk are a lot. Some people it has worked for them, but there are too many risks that this
Yes. I
one
think
will
we've
let you manage.
yes we've had too many bad experiences because the person just is playing along with you because they're seeing you like you said like a ticket. They're just saying, "Thank God, finally I can jackpot." They don't like you, and once they get there and get that papers, they just can't pretend for long anymore. All right, they just can't pretend. They
True.
just start showing their true color that they don't send you, and nothing's as painful as that. So, um, I think what I want to advise people to look out for how natural the meetings are. If it's too organic, too planned, too strategized, there are many people have saved from this kind of marriages by telling them to slow things down. One of my people I was counseling, the guy was saying, "Let's marry this weekend. They want to just get married immediately." I just told the lady, slow everything down. And that simple act of slowing things down, the guy just left. He wasn't interested because the moment he wasn't going to get papers at the time because he was on a timeline. I know the bad thing, Marina, is that some of these men are even married though. They are married, they have wife and children, but they will
But
scope you and act like they're single. In fact, there are some that even their parents they are part of the
the plan.
whole scam. The parents know that my son is married to another person. They have enough children, but they will pretend when he's inviting you to Nigeria or when he's doing video call, they will all act like you are marrying a single man. I've
Yeah.
seen all kinds of things on this my job. So please look out for how organic the thing is. I can't say a lot of African Americans, as people that are not Nigerians, as in Black Americans that are not Nigerians, because once they start dating a Nigerian, they reach out to me to know, is this guy okay? Is this process okay? And most times I tell them, look, this guy is not interested in you in any shape or form. He's looking for passport. By the time I do the investigation, I find out some of them are married, some of them are not even the age difference. It can be the guy can be 20 years younger than this woman. I said, Nigeria, no, he's not marrying you because he loves you. He's seeing you
True.
as a ticket. So you need to know. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't listen. I've even casted some white people, some white Caucasians that are trying to date a Nigerian and they want to marry. I said, he's not interested in you as a person. This is purely transaction to him. If you think you still want to go ahead with it, please go. But since you've consulted me, I have to give you my professional, advice. So it's interesting. It's interesting. So two more things before we go. Don't forget all our books are on Amazon. By the way, if you've never read any of our books, because that's some people are not investing in themselves. I just want to find a spouse, but you're not investing in yourself. See, finding a spouse is the same way you find a job. You're looking for the best jobs, but you must also qualify for those best jobs.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for a job in Microsoft or in Apple or whatever, they have a criteria of who they're looking for. So you must make sure you are that person too. So how much books have you read? How much seminars have you attended? How many of my YouTube channels have you watched? Develop a relationship. So please, all our books are on Amazon. You can order them. If you're in Nigeria, you can send a message to us. They'll help you get here in Nigeria. But if you're abroad, Amazon is best for you, and you'll be able to get the books there. So Marina, help me talk to people that are in Canada. Invite them for this conference. Tell them how important this is for them to come.
Okay, guys, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, especially those of us who live in Canada, the numbers are disturbing when it comes to the number of people who migrate here as a family, supposedly happy family, and a couple of years down the line, we're talking about separation, we're talking about divorce, and how that just totally changes the dynamics of the family, especially for their children. Help is available. We don't have to struggle in the dark. Help is available. And this conference is an amazing resource, guys. I can count on one hand how many videos of Pastor Kingsley and Pastor Mildred combined on YouTube that I haven't watched. I'm constantly seeking knowledge, and I'm going to be live at this conference because there's value in it. I don't endorse just anything, but I've watched all of these videos, and I know that you're going to get a lot more value for the money that you're going to be paying for the ticket in whatever city you are in. So I'm encouraging everybody, please come out. Please come out, especially my Saskatchewan people. Let's just sit there. We know that this is not typical. When pastors, artists are doing tours around Canada, Saskatchewan
Yeah,
is never in the lineup.
sign up.
So,
Yeah,
guys, please, let's all come out, especially my Saskatoon people. Let's do it. It's what? How many hours? Let's do it. So that the next time Pastor Kingsley is coming to Saskatchewan, he's not going to be only Regina. That's the plan. We're setting him up
yes,
so that next time he's coming to
you
Saskatoon
come.
as well.
Yes.
Please come out. Get your tickets in the city that's closest to you. This is going to be so much more value for what you're paying for it. So, guys, let's do this, okay? Let's do it. I'm going to be there live. Mr. Echeng is coming as well, and we're looking forward to meeting as many of you that will be there. So please come out. I'll be in Regina, so please, those of you who are around Saskatchewan,
Yes.
please come
Yeah.
out. Let's do this, okay?
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Tina is saying, but why am I not coming to Saskatoon? Because we have limited days, limited weekends. I'm going to be in Canada for 3 weeks. That's a long time. That's
To
a
do
long time. My church
7 cities.
people, yes, to
And
70.
that's
So
a
my
short
people
time
are
to
good.
do 7 cities, Vicky. I really don't envy both of you because it's a lot of
Yes, it's
work
a
with our
lot.
6 different time zones. So that's going
Zones.
to mess you up too, like just traveling across time zones, what that does to your body, fatigue, and all that. But
Think.
we're praying for you. We're praying for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I was saying in my church today because some people see us traveling and they said, not some people, just a few haters here and there. They say, Pascal just traveling around the world enjoying himself. I'm like, you call that enjoyment?
Enjoy.
Because I'm in crazy time zones. My body, like you
True.
said, my body doesn't even know where I am. I'm
Yes.
eating at 2 a.m., my normal body time. And if my body's wondering why we eating pounded yam at 2 a.m. But meanwhile, where I am is not 2 a.m.
True.
I just came from Kenya yesterday. I'm flying to Canada tomorrow. So Kenya is 2 hours ahead of Nigeria. Canada is 6 hours or 7 hours behind Nigeria.
Behind. Yeah.
So I'm in Nigeria just for a few days, one day. So imagine all those changes, like you said, the
It's
fatigue tells
tough.
on your
It
body.
is tough. Yeah.
I've been putting on weight, trying to lose weight because I'm eating at awkward times. Then your body is tired. When you're so tired, you need to eat to get your body up again. So it's crazy. Then we're carrying luggages, so city by city by city, that has all our clothes packs, books, different things. Is incredible. And I don't get to see my kids for a while. My kids are
Yeah.
still young. So when people think it's enjoyment, it's just painful. Or when people come and say, "Oh, why are you even charging tickets?" I'm saying,
I
please
think that's the most
don't.
hilarious comments that I see. Like, are you serious? It's not our church venue. Like, this city doesn't
Yes,
have a branch in all of these cities where
yes,
it's strolling in
we are
for
doing
free.
it.
You pay for
Yeah,
events, you pay, and it's Canada, you pay by the hour. Like, don't
our
even go there.
everything.
You will
I'm
pay
even paying.
insurance. You will pay
Yes,
insurance in these places to put a crowd in those venues. So no, if it's
you
Burna Boy
know.
and Davido, we don't ask them. So let's
Nobody,
stop
yes,
that.
nobody.
Let's
Yeah,
stop
very
that.
shameful, actually. It's very shameful. And I'm not the owner of the airlines. The airlines are not Christian
Exactly.
airlines, they are not
Exactly.
gospel airlines. You are going to pay cash. And we're coming with the team most times. We're paying all this thing, paying hotel, paying. It's unfair. It's unfair to even be suggesting it. It's the least you could do. And thank God for the people that even support us. Some people on their own just send us money, send us seeds. Thank God for those people. But we need more and more people to be more supportive of these things and encourage more ministers and more people to come and do tours and do things. But when you guys don't show up, other people, they will ask those people that how was it in Canada? They say, don't mind those people, they don't come out for things. And more people will change their mind. But since we went to London, for instance, our London event was massive. Thousands of people were there. Since then, many people have been doing things too in London. So when people see that, oh, these people turn up, they bring things to you and it favors you because
True.
when you're
True.
out there, you miss Nigeria a few times because life is not
Absolutely.
the same. So whenever people are bringing flavors to you, like all the way to your city or to your country, do what you can to show up. Like you mentioned, like you said, most people don't come to places like Regina, Saskatchewan, or the Halifax. Most people don't just stop
Yeah.
at Toronto, Max, Calgary, you know. But we just wanted to get everybody to be a part of this, and we're stretching ourselves. It's costing us a lot in terms of manpower and money and time. At my level now, time is a major resource because I have a church, I have a family, I have my children, they're still young. So every time
Yeah.
I spend time somewhere else, it's a stretch. When I was in Kenya yesterday, they were begging me to come to Uganda Sunday. So today I shouldn't have been in Nigeria. I should have been in Uganda. They were begging me to come back. I was like, no, if I go to Uganda, I will not be in my church on Sunday because I need to be this is my church on Sunday because I won't be with them for
For
a couple of
next
weeks.
weeks.
So they'll be
Oh,
angry if they don't see me. So all those factors, so time is even a major resource. When you're arguing about $30, $20 thing, then you're not the kind of person I even want to see in the conference. You won't value anything that we're going to do there. So one last question before I release you, Marina. This person says, I'm planning to relocate soon, and my husband isn't willing to come with me. He's going to retire soon, and the pressure of caring for the family will be on me. I feel relocating is best for us. Is it okay to go ahead with my dreams without him? He will join me 3 years after retirement.
it's hard to start to figure like 3 years after. So if your husband is retiring in 3 years, chances are you are also advanced in age.
But
Chances.
sometimes some people marry young, way younger. She
No,
looks like she
wait,
still has
wait.
energy to
So,
work.
so that means the age difference between husband and wife is a
It's
lot. That's
possible.
kind of okay.
Seems so.
Okay. I feel like a lot of it is sitting down for both of you to agree. Both of you need to agree because if you're going to do it yourself and he's going to join you, he's going to be included in the application, which means there's responsibility on him. For instance, if it's a process where you need to write the test of language, he's going to have to write the test of language as well. So a lot of sitting down to count the cost is needed for both of you. Like sit down, put your it's not unusual. I have seen couples here who they both land, husband goes back and shuttles. So you will not be the first to have
Mhm.
family that shuttles, but both of you have to be in agreement. Like there has to be alignment between in the plan so that 3 years down the line he doesn't then decide I'm now retired, I don't want to move anymore. What's going to happen then? So both of you need to really sit down, count the cost, put your plans on the table, and make sure you are in agreement. That's what the most important part is. Whatever you decide, let there be agreement between both of you. But it's going to be hard for me to tell you go ahead, leave him, or
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I don't have enough information to
Details.
decide.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's so much details required. We need to know what page both of you are in. And the truth is that sometimes men are slow. It depends. Sometimes some people are just slow to change. So it's
true.
not even there whether the idea is good or not. They're just
Yeah.
slow to change. And eventually when the change happens, they will appreciate it.
Yes.
All right.
For some people,
So
it's just the fear of, oh, we're starting again. But then,
again,
what if
yes.
you don't have to start again? Would that
Again.
change? And people are not really starting from scratch like that.
Catch.
It's no longer
So
rock bottom like what it was many years ago.
years
So
ago.
newcomers are landing six-figure jobs as their first jobs. A lot of
Job.
it is just positioning. Like I work in recruitment, so I understand how some of these things are. Position yourself right. You reorganize your resume and package your experience properly, you will be able to land a great job from the start. So it doesn't have to be rock bottom anymore. If that's not what it is, would he be more willing? Would he be more open to the idea? So it's to understand exactly what the inhibitions
Yes.
are, what's the fear, and then both of you can
Yes.
make a decision
Deal with
based
it.
on what
And some
you
people
discover.
self when they get there and see that the life there is better than where they're coming from, they will adjust. Some people you don't
Absolutely.
like abroad is because they've not been there.
Absolutely.
When you go there and see that there are a lot of things you don't pray about, a lot of things you don't struggle to get, you'll find out that, well, what am I going back to Nigeria for? Me, traffic, this Lagos traffic alone is a big discouragement. If I go anywhere abroad, if I lost my passport, I'll just live there. I'm not going
Absolutely.
anywhere.
And I totally agree with that because for some people, the first realization is that most of your prayer points is just because of bad governance. When you come here and those things work,
Yes,
then what? And that's another
yes,
reason why Christians sometimes become lukewarm when they come abroad because you're no
yes,
longer praying that dive of fire prayer. Then what? I think that's something that has really helped me. Like my Christian work has become more of intimacy rather than give me,
yes.
give me,
Then
give me kind of
things,
Christianity.
things.
So it's like I had to
Mm,
relearn about God all over again when I'm not asking for something, when I'm not saying, Father, bless me or do this for me. What's the
yes,
relationship like? So totally depends on the angle from which you approach it. For some people,
yes.
they just become unbelievers because there's no need to pray. For some other people,
Yeah.
they see a need for renewed intimacy and it gets better from there. So
I think there are many discussions we'll still have subsequent ones, to cover things like this. Then since you are in HR too, we'll have one that we'll talk to cover how can I prepare myself, for a good job
job,
when I'm coming out to Canada. So we'll do all those ones. For those that are
absolutely.
LinkedIn, look out for the adverts. We'll definitely do that because I think this has been very helpful. This has been very helpful to a lot of people. So thank you, Marina. This was good. You,
Thank you.
you were nervous, but I told you you'll kill it now. You see that it wasn't as hard as you thought. You're natural. You're natural. You're natural. And you should do relationship counseling, because you're good at it too.
PK, if I had $1 for every time somebody said that to me, it's on the radar. It's actually on the radar. Like
Please,
I've just had my
please.
hands full. I'll definitely
I
consider
understand.
getting a
So
proper
you're
license.
hearing it. You're hearing it from an authority now. I'm telling you for sure. So it's stamped
Okay,
that
okay,
you
I'll
do
take
have
that.
you definitely have the flair. So throw it in there somewhere. Even if you want to start from your church or something like that, that won't overburden you, But at least get your hand in the mix a bit,
Mr.
and from
Eteg,
there,
Mr. Eteg, that's it,
is he
sir.
happy?
He's
Is he
online.
happy about that?
Well, I
So
don't know how, because he feels like right now he shares me with a lot of people on the many
people,
other things that
he
I
should get
do.
used to
So,
it. Oh. He should get used to it now. It's your gift. You should encourage it. He will get adapted to it. Somebody's always asking that is Canada boring?
what does that mean? What does boring mean? It's not boring to me. I've built a support system. If I want to visit one person a day, I don't think I would run out of places to
People
go
to
in a month. It might not be the same for you who's a newcomer. It will take you time to build that kind of
yes
support system. But then boring is very relative. What does
to
that mean to you? I just told you Saskatchewan has 100,000 lakes. I've not been to up to 20 of them. So there's still a lot to do. So for me, that's what's important to me, and I can explore
yeah.
all of that. So what does fun mean? What does that mean? What are you looking for? That's what matters.
Yeah, and your relational skills too, and whether you're an extrovert or introvert, and
Exactly.
many factors. That is a different topic too for another day that we'll definitely do. But thank you, Marina, for coming out. This
Thank you
was
very
so
much,
so
PK. It
so good.
was such an
I
honor.
enjoyed it. Yes, so good. I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Of
I'll be
course.
flying out in a few hours. It's almost midnight here in Nigeria. I've not finished packing. I'm still packing my things. So people don't know. Sometimes it takes us about 3 days to pack for some of these trips because of how long it is and how many things we need to wear. So people don't know how much work that goes into. Then they have to Google the weather in each of these cities to know the kind of
Absolutely.
things we are going to wear. So it's people don't know the work that goes in.
Oh,
So all
thankfully,
this
the weather is getting better now
better.
everywhere, so it should
Yes,
be
that's why
good.
we
Yeah.
picked. That's why we picked May because we didn't have power for cold. For cold. All right. For those that don't know, I'm going to be in Canada. Me and Pastor Noodle will be in Canada this month of May. 7 cities. Look for the one closest to you. We'll be in 9 cities in the United States of America in August. We'll be in 4 cities in the United Kingdom in November, October ending and November beginning. If you're in Europe, send us a message or join our team. Johnson, yes, we're coming to Manitoba. We're coming to Winnipeg. If you are in Australia, send us a message or join by the link tree. We want to start an Australia team so that we can come. All right. Look forward to seeing all of you in those places. South Africa, I'll be with you soon. I'm working on that already. So thank you all for joining. I believe this was good. This was good. This was helpful. Marina, you are amazing. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you very much
Look
for
forward to
having me.
seeing you at the
Yes, me as
conference.
well. Me too.
Look
I'm
forward to
looking
seeing you
forward to
guys.
it.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So everybody call your friends and family. Let them come for the conference. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right, Marina. Gideon. Let me try and get him to come and shut us down. We are done. Come and shut everybody down. Thank you, everybody, for
Thank you,
coming.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Follow, also subscribe, order our materials, books, everything, so that we can keep in touch. All right? We can keep in touch. Follow everybody. Follow Marina. Follow me. Follow. All right. God bless you, everybody. I'll see you.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm.